everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching Vecto Art. So in today's video we'll learn how to create a numeric up and down button in WPF. So without any further ado, let's get started. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel for further upcoming videos. So let's start by creating a new project. And make sure you select WPF app with .NET framework. I have it in my recent project templates, but you can also search it and click on next. Now next we'll fill out the project properties. So let's give this project a name. I'll just rename it as up and down. You can also download the source code from the GitHub repository. The link is in the description. So let's first start by changing the window properties. I am just doing it just for demonstration purpose. This is not necessary. I'm just changing the background color of the window to a darker shade of gray. And then I will make this window borderless by changing the allow transparency checkbox and setting the window startup location to center screen and window state to maximized. So if I run this application now, you will see that the window is completely maximized. This is again as per your needs. I'm just doing it for demonstration purpose. So you can see this is maximized. So let's go back to the window. I'll stop the application and now let's start with the actual design of the button. So for that I will take the rectangle tool from the toolbar, drag it to the desired size and change the border or the edges to a rounded rectangle. Okay, that's done. Now let's change the fill to gray, dark gray. You can also go with a gradient color, but I have chosen a solid color. Now let's draw a button in between. Okay, and now we are going to edit the button template. So for that we'll right click and then edit the template. So right click, edit template and edit a copy. Now that you have edited the copy, click on OK and now you can edit the design. So let's select the border and in the XAML file you can add the corner radius for this, and I'll set the corner radius to 30 so that we have a round button. Now all that is left is change the color. So let's go to properties and change the border brush. We cannot change it because it is locked or it is bound to a different style. So we have to remove the style by clicking on the convert to local value and then change the color. And this goes the same for the background color also. Now we are done changing both the things. Now let's scroll the XAML document and you will see that it has a button style applied. So if you scroll up, you will see the different styles, setter properties applied. These are the solid brushes that are applied. Of each color will be activated based on the different events like background or mouse over, pressed, disabled. All these are the events. So I don't want any animation or color change when I hover or press the button. So I will select the color that I've set for the button and set it for all the events here. So I will just copy that color and paste it here so that I don't get a highlighted color when I hover over the button or press the button. Okay, so that is done. Yeah, now we have to change the forecolor of the button. So let's go back to the window and go to properties of the button and change the foreground color to white. Okay, and let's change the content to 0. That is done. Also, let's change the font size of that text to say 14 maybe. Yeah. Now let's add one more button which will help us in increasing or decreasing the value that is on the center button. So we'll do the same thing here. Let's right click on the button, go to edit template and edit a copy, and just click on OK here. Okay, and let's go to border, add a corner radius for this as well. Okay, that's done. Now let's go to the background and foreground brush. So to do that, we'll have to convert it to a local value and then remove the background brush, sorry, the border brush. Now here in this button we need the highlighted selection for this. So let's first change the color of this to the same color as the rectangle. After that we'll have to go to the XAML, and like we did in the center button, we'll have to change the solid color brush for this button. So if you go here, you will see that we have different colors, but we only want it when we press the button. We want a highlighted color only when we press the button. So we'll retain the same color for the pressed buttons, but the rest of the color we'll set it to the same color as the rectangle. So we have copied the hexadecimal code for the color, and I am just pasting it for the events except the pressed event. So I'll just retain the same color for the pressed border and pressed background. The rest I will just change it to the rectangle color. So what this will do is when you press on the buttons, it will highlight, but the rest of the time it will be the same. So the foreground I want it to be white, and the content I want it as minus. You can see that even if I increase the size of the text, this will not change. So what I am going to do is I will set the content to a dashed value. Okay, I have set it as underscore twice. The content is underscore underscore, and since it is an underscore, it is at the bottom. So what I will do is I will go to the template and change the content presenter position. So for that I'll go to the edit template, edit a copy, not edit a copy, edit current, and here I can select the content presenter and I will just move its position to the center of the. So that's it, guys. So yeah, okay, so we have a button ready. I'll go back to the window. I'll make a copy of this button that I've created. So let's make a copy of it by holding on to the Alt key. Before that, let's run the application and see if it is. Yeah, so you can see when you click on the button, it is highlighted to a lighter shade of gray. Okay, so that's done. Let's stop the application. Let's make a copy of this button. Hold on to the Alt key and drag it using the mouse, or you can make a copy and paste it on the window. but here I am holding the Alt key and dragging the mouse. I've made a copy now. Now I have to edit the template, so right click, edit template, and this time you have to select edit a copy again. So here in the content presenter I will change the content to a plus. Yes, and I will change the, I cannot change the font size when I am in the edit mode, so I will go back to the window and select the button and go to properties and change the font size to 16. Now I have to go back to the window, sorry, not window, go back to the template by clicking on edit current content presenter and change the content presenter width and height and change its position as well. Okay, so now I have to just move it to the desired location. Okay, so that's done. Let's go back to the window, and now let's increase the size of this button. So let's select all and drag the corners. Dragging the corners has changed the radius as well. So what I have to do is before that, let's run the application once and just see it in action. So you can see that it is highlighting when I press the button. Okay, so let's stop the application and change the radius again. Okay, and for the center button we'll have to change the radius by going to its template. So right click, edit current, and go to the border and change the corner radius to 50. Okay, so that's done. Now all we have to do is add the button click events. Before that, let's change the font size of the center button. Okay, and yeah, so all that is left is to add the events. So select the button and go to properties. Before that, let's add a name to each of the buttons so that we can access it from the code behind. So I'll name this as button num, and this will be a minus number, and last one will be the plus number. Okay, and this will be min. Okay, so now let's go back, let's go to the code behind, select the button, go to properties, and you have an event tab, and double click on the click box, and this will generate a event in the code behind. So let's start by getting the button name or the button content into an integer variable and then increasing it. So creating an int variable and assigning it the button content, center button content. So button num dot content. So we have set the default content of the button to 0. So we'll get 0 as the value in the integer variable. And now I will assign the button num content equal to the increased value of the I value. So copy that. Need not copy that, just copy the button num content equal to I plus 1. So every time you click a button, it takes the current value of the content of the button and increase it by 1. So if you run this application now, if you see that, it will increase it by 1. So if we have to do the same for the minus, so just stop the application and double click or go to properties and add an event for that. Click event and copy the code, paste it, and this time instead of plus we have to minus the value. Also we have to make sure that if the value has been reduced to 0, or if the value is 0, it should not further decrease the value to a minus value. So just check if I is greater than 0, only then we have to minus the value. And the same goes for the plus. I want it to be maximum of 99, so I am just restricting it to 99. So if it is less than 99, then increase the value. Okay, so that's it guys. Hope you all liked watching the video. Please do subscribe to my channel, and if you are interested in the code, please go to the description and download the source code from GitHub. Thank you guys.